Rightio folks, we're back. Welcome back to the Backyard Grill. Apologies first of all, there's been a bit of a delay between videos lately. Between life itself and 3 fire bans, we've had to shut down for a little bit, but we're back. And what we're going to do is, about 1.5 years ago, I put a video out on social media and a few Weber pages, barbecue pages. It didn't make it to the channel. Unfortunately, my trusty 7-year-old cameraman struggled to keep it in landscape mode, and you had to watch the video like that. So it got a heap of feedback. It helped out heaps of people. I got a lot of feedback saying how much it helped people. So I'm going to repeat it again. I'm going to put it onto the channel this time. And my trusty 7-year-old cameraman now, he's got his accreditation in backyard filming, so we're ready to go. So smoked glazed pork ribs. Exactly same recipe, exactly same method, just one optional extra, which I'll show you in a sec. All right, so I had a few people inbox me regarding troubles they're having with pork ribs. It is honestly easy. I think a lot of people just overthink it, they overstress it, they watch this, watch that, watch this, and it becomes a little bit too confusing and stressful, and I'll bring it out to the kettle, and it's just stressful. It shouldn't be. Obviously barbecue should be fun, happy, and and just real good fun. So the biggest tip I can give you, I can't stress this enough, is heat control. You need to practice on your Weber. Get out there, even if you have to buy some cheap heat beads, get out there and practice your heat. Learn to control your vents, learn to know how your Weber works, because really, if you can control your kettle anywhere from 260 to 280 Fahrenheit, in that range, these are going to cook themselves. In an hour, I'm going to go pick up my daughter from dancing. These are going to be cooking. So you don't have to sit there. It doesn't have to be stressful. Learn, practice the heat control, and these will cook themselves, okay? So get the stress out of it. A lot of people chase 275 or chase 250 or chase whatever. If it goes up and down 10 degrees, don't stress. If you hit 300, okay, bring it back. But 260 to 280, if you can keep it in there, you're fine. All right, so they're the two things that you've got to concentrate on. So what we're going to do now, exactly same method as last time. Get yourself a nice rack of ribs, okay? Peel your membrane off. If the butcher does it, good. If he doesn't, get it home, get a butter knife, get underneath it, that just peels straight off. I've done the back one for you just to show you. So you're going to end up with a membrane like that. Get under it, that just pulls off like so. Sometimes it comes off nice and easy, sometimes it doesn't. Luck of the draw, these are good, okay? Now what we're going to do, a lot of people with binders, they use oil, they use butter, they use garlic butter, they use mustard. I've done the whole range, and I honestly don't think there's much of a change in flavour. It's more of a glue basically to hold your rub down. So I'm going to keep the same as I did in the first video, which was mustard. So what we're going to do, just your normal standard mustard, what we're going to do is just going to give it a nice little hit at the bottom. Right. Start with the bottoms first, because that way when you get to the tops, we're going to leave them. We're not going to flip them again. So just give them a nice rub. You won't taste this is just a binder, so I wouldn't stress too much about that. Okay, now what we're going to do, just a salt and pepper mix. Just a nice little hit. Good boy. Okay, a lot of people don't concentrate too much on the backs, but I do. I just flavour for me. That's enough, buddy. Spice rubs. You can do whatever you want here. You can put your own. If you've got a favourite pork rub, you've got your own that you make or one that you can buy. This is a made one. I've just put a whole heap of different bits and pieces in here. Seems to work, a lot of all of us like it. So what we're going to do, give it a nice, hang on, buddy, hang on. Hudson, hang on. Give it a nice rub. Okay, give it a little pat. Try not to rub it because you're just going to spread it, so just give it a pat. And then we're going to flip. Okay? Same again. We're going to give, now on the tops I'm going to concentrate a little bit better because I want the tops to obviously look nice, and it's more of a visual thing. The bottoms are not super important. So we're going to give these a nice rub down. Okay, sorry. Now what we're going to do, same again, just a nice salt and pepper mix on the top. A lot of people just do this, a lot of just salt and pepper mix, which is fine. You can do anything you want on the tops. It's not going to affect the cook, it's just going to affect the flavour. Alright, and then on the top, this is where I try to concentrate and give it a nice even coat. Leave it, Hudson, leave it, leave it, leave it. Okay.
That's too much, Dad.
Not too much. This is beautiful. It's got a nice smoky flavour already. I can smell it. Okay.
It's too much, Dad.
So that's it. Now what's going to happen? These are going to sit. They're going to bind. Don't rub it. They're going to sit now. It's all going to bind. It's going to be. They're going to be left now. Okay. From there, they're going to go straight onto the kettle. So what we're going to do, my optional extra, as I said before, we need a drip tray under here, okay, out in the cook. So instead of having a drip tray, I'm going to do another little cook with a different flavoured rib, okay? So this time around we've got the same thing, except I've cut them into bite-sized pieces already, okay? So same again, a good hit of salt and pepper, and melted garlic butter, okay? And we're going to give that just a good mix. And what we're going to do, as you can see in there, so what we're going to do, we're going to let that sit now along with these. If you want to marinate that the night before, which is really good, the flavour will get right in there, 10 times better. But again, what we're going to do now is we're going to put that as underneath as a drip tray. They're all going to cook through together. These will cook a little bit slower because they're down low. So what you're going to get these nice smoky glazed ribs and these garlicky salt and pepper ones, two different texture, two different flavours, all in one cook. So you bring them all out and everyone's got an option of eating all different flavoured ribs, which are spot on. Okay, so all in all, we're going to do 2 hours on smoke. We're going to smoke these for 2 hours. We're then going to take them off and we're going to wrap them in a butter bath with foil for another hour. Take them off, and then we're going to glaze them for about half an hour. So there's, as you all know, there's a lot of methods with 3-2-1s and all different hour methods. I always stick to this one, which I did in my last video, never failed me. So it's a really good one. It's a lot quicker than the 3-2-1. So that's about it, all right? We're going to get the fire going now. These are going to sit. I've got the fire going. I'm just going to regulate it now to about 275. We're going to head out there. We're going to have some fun, and we'll show you the next step out of the kettle. See you soon. Back for the fun part. Step 2. Okay. Now we've had this regulated now. Got it to about 280, which will slowly creep down a little bit, which is fine. Okay. So we're going to take that off. That's now our drip tray, marinated salt, pepper, garlic, butter. Okay, we've got one basket. Now a lot of people have the age-old argument about beads and charcoal. In my personal opinion, there's a spot for both of them. Low and slows, I use briquettes. Hot and fast, I'll do charcoal, blunt wood. The Weber brand heat beads used are my favourite. They usually go the longest. They contain a steady, nice heat. So that's what I'll use on these low and slows. Okay, we've got our eye grill plugged in, and we now got these nicely coated. Okay, they've all not coming off now. Give them a little squash. Okay. Smoking. A lot of people use hickory, a lot of people cherry wood, jam wood, all sorts of wood. This is just a little piece of cherry wood that I had. I'm going to plonk that just on the top of there, like so. What we're going to do now, we're going to put our lid on. Vent, important, very important, opposite to the wood. So you're going to get the smoke going over the meat, up the vent, and it's going to flow up and out. Okay? That now is going to sit on there for 2 hours. We're not going to lift this lid now. Set your stopwatch for 2 hours. You know the good old saying, if you're looking, you're not cooking. Deadly true on this one. So do not open this. 2 hours. Next step, butter bath. And we'll see you at that next step. Catch you there. That's about 10 minutes in. The smoke's starting to do its thing. Oh, it smells beautiful, that cherry wood. Just a little chunk. Beautiful. Alrighty, see you in a couple hours. 2 hours up. Okay, we started off at 280, 279. It's still sitting on 272. I have not been here for 2 hours, so that's what I was saying to you. Control that, and you can go out. This will cook on its own. All right, so 2 hours have been gone.
That looks crispy.
Okay, so as you can see, no rub coming off, which means pretty much ready to go. It's been smoking now for 2 hours. Now what we've got here, come over here, mate. We've got double foil here. Okay, so we're going to wrap them upside down now. Last time I did a brown sugar and butter mix, a bit sweet. I've got a bit of brown sugar in the rub. So what we're going to do this time around is just butter on its own. Okay, and what we're going to do is grab both pieces of foil. Try to do it not on a windy day. And we're going to wrap that. Okay, just be gentle not to pierce any bones because then it will leak into the kettle. Same again with this one. Wrap that. Okay, so now this is going to get all the moisture out into it. This is where it becomes tender and beautiful. So same again. Have a look down there, Mace. We've got our other ones going in there nicely. And these now just go back on upside down like so. They now go for an hour. Set your stopwatch now for 1 hour. Vent now doesn't really matter too much because smoke's done its job. They're now going to sit for another hour, then we're going to glaze them up for another half an hour on top of that. Alrighty, so we'll see you next step. Catch you. Righto. Been sitting now in a butter bath for about an hour. Just getting all the cooking in its own juices now, all coming beautifully and tender. Okay, so what we're going to do now is going to open these up. Okay, what we're going to do, it's hot, I'm going to put them in here. Come close, man. As you can see, the bones are starting to pull back now. Now, what we're going to do now, we're going to save these juices and we're going to add it to our glaze. We're going to let them now sit for about 5 minutes just to cool down, and then we're going to glaze that, pop them back on for about half an hour, and we are done. Alrighty, so we'll see you the next step and we'll go from there. We've mixed up our butter, leftover butter bath sauce with a bit of barbecue sauce, and what we're going to do is we're going to give this a nice glaze with our beautiful Bunnings brush. And this now is going to sit for about half an hour to 40 minutes. Just keep an eye on it because this can burn quite a bit, so we'll lift the lid and have a look. Okay, so have a look in there, Mace. Our bottom ones are done as well, so we're all going to pull these all off in one hit and we're going to have a big feed of ribs. Alrighty, so about half an hour we're cutting up and we're going to have a feast. See you soon. We're done. Okay, these are now set for about 35 minutes glazing. There you have it. Come close, mate. Have a look at that. Beautifully glazed. So the top and bottom ones now are all done. Alright, I'm going to strip this down now. I'll meet you inside. We're going to carve them up and we'll show you that last step. See you then. Okay, we're all done. We got our two cooks here. We've got this. I have not got edit on this camera. This, I don't know what happens in this house, but they seem to act up. But anyway, so we've got our two separate cooks. As you can see, that now is beautifully salt, pepper, garlic melted. That's going to be beautiful and smoky flavour as well. These ones are the glazed ones, obviously. So we've done a 2 hour smoke, we've done an hour butter bath, and we've done about a half an hour, 40-minute glaze. Okay, so that's pretty much, that's done. Like I said to you earlier on, don't stress too much about this cook. You're not going into competition. Get the basics right, get all that sorted out, and then you can, for us backyard warriors, get all the basic stuff sorted and then move on and try to experiment a little bit more. That is a really, really simple cook. I told you it cooked itself basically, just babysit it along the way. All right, so what we'll do is we'll cut that, just go straight through that, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Little smoke ring. Nice glazing. That's just falling apart as you can see. I'm gonna have to try that one, sorry. Right. That's beautiful. Sweet, glazy, got a bit of kick in the spice rub. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, give it a shot. I hope I've inspired a lot of the backyard warriors who are, a little bit worried to tackle something like this. It's not as hard as you think. I keep telling you. Follow the instructions. Hit me up for any messages. I'll if you need any sort of help along the way, message me. I'll help you along. Again, you've got people coming over. You've got 2 separate cooks, 2 different flavors. Beautiful. You'll really love it. Again, thanks for watching. Sorry I took a bit of time in between last videos. I'll try to keep a few going now. So like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, and until the next one, happy grilling. Catch ya.